To be honest, I'm not sure where I got these instructions from. It could be something I found a long time ago. It could be from my own notes. But these are the only directions I had for finding St Andrew's shed. Well, this is a change. Doing a shed bash. And where do you think I am? I'm in St Andrews. I'm at a golf course. And I'm assuming that this would have been where the station used to be. And these walls look almost station-like, don't they? This could be the entrance to the station. My instructions are to turn right outside the station. But as I say, I'm just guessing here at the moment. It's supposed to be City Road. If this is City Road, I've got to go left into Gibson Place. I've just come back to here because I think I was going wrong up there. There doesn't seem to be anything up there. So if I come right outside the station and turn left into City Road, I'm hoping this might be City Road. We'll see if there's any other road names down here. I have to turn left into Gibson Place, I think it is. I'll better just check my directions. Left into Gibson Place and then right into Old Station Road. You see, this is also got the same sort of stonework, so maybe it was built for the hotel here. I'm going to do a few assumptions here and assume that this could be Gibson Place. See if there's anything on these signs. No, there's nothing there, it's just the Fife coastal path. Well, this is reminiscent of a railway line, so I'm going to go down there and see what I can find. I'm going to have to go back down here though to get into this. It's all very confusing, this. I bet it cost a bob or two to stay in this hotel. This is not looking very promising, I must say. There's my theory of the old railway line. It's pretty straight there, but I think you'd have to bank a little bit to get around this corner. Well, after a little bit of digging and questioning, I think that this may have been the site of the station. I'll explain why in a minute, because on the other side of those trees is City Road, and this is where I got confused. So I would have had to turn outside the station and go down City Road. So this is City Road, and the directions were to turn left into Gibson's Place. Now that is confirmed because there's the sign for Gibson's Place. Right, so the next instruction is to turn left into Old Station Road. So I think this Gilbert's place must turn around this corner and continue. Therefore, going this way would have been Old Station Road. I'm 90% sure that that's correct. So this would be the station. Hopefully, I think that would have been where the station stood. So I'm going to go up this road now, because the shed was at the other end of the hotel. It's a little bit hard to imagine a steam train coming up here, isn't it? With a golf course right at the side of you. Now for a little bit of history about the line. The Anstruther and St Andrews Railway was a 15.5-mile line railway which connected the fishing port of Anstruther with the university town of St Andrews, which was absorbed into the North British Railway in 1897. It then became part of the London and North Eastern Railway in 1923, and finally the Scottish Region of British Railways in 1947. The line finally closed in 1969. This was after the Beeching Report. The famous St Andrews. Now I will stand corrected on this, but I think the shed was at the other side of the hotel. I think that hotel is now covering where the shed was, and it was accessible, I think, through a stile on the left hand side. So that's what we've got to do now. Find the site. Just passing the Jigger Inn. Here's a very interesting point of information. This is the Jigger Inn, and when I found out my research, I find out that it dates back to 1852. Believe it or not, it was the station master's lodge for the St Andrews Links railway station, which was the name of the old station. If only I'd have known at the time, I could have popped in for a quick one. It was only a small shed, St Andrews. I think it's a single track, if I can remember. There's an interesting touch in the stone, look. A little footstep for somebody to climb over. So I'm just going to assume this was it. So I'm going to close it down there. Like I said, this is all I can do is assume. So if anybody knows any difference, please let me know. I'm heading back now. So this concludes the trip to St Andrews. Thanks again for watching. Bye for now. Well, I've subsequently found out some information about St Andrews. This was where I began my little walk at the Old Course Hotel, and then I walked down this road here, and this was all of the lines around here. There were actually 2 stations at St Andrews. So this was the original one, and the new Old Course Hotel has been actually built over the site of all these lines here. So the line ran up there past the links. This is the 17th hole, I think, and this is the path that I went on where it curved. The shed was round about here, somewhere around here. So as I walked down, we came down past this way. I think that the new station was actually here. I'm not sure where I got my instructions from, but this told me to turn along here, and I think this Links Crescent may have been the old city road. I think it may have been renamed. So I would have walked along this city road and turned left into Gibson Place, which was here, and then left into Old Station Road, which I did this walk all the way up here. I came up here, and as you can see now, the line went this way. So when I was confused, I said that this was the old line that I was walking up. It actually went right through the new hotel there. Right, so this was the bend where I said a train couldn't negotiate that. So that is the reason why that's like that. So I hope that explains it a little bit better. This was the, as I say, this was the new station down here, and it's now a car park. And I did identify that. I said it looked like a railway station site, so I actually was correct there. This is a photograph of a rail tour from 1965, and this is a picture of the new St Andrews station. So this, as you can see, this Old Station Road was not the track itself, but it was the road that led up to the old station, which was here. So it all makes sense now. Very difficult to find any photographs at that time. I've got one picture of the new station, but that's it. So I hope that explains it all a little bit better.